I mean, it's so difficult to get anything which is dangerous made, and however, Cosmopolis it's almost ridiculous the fact that it is relatively dangerous to make movies, because it's, people are like, oh, it's too much talking. I mean, it's like people are crazy about it, but I would love to try and, try to do anything which feels fresh and new. I mean, it's the only thing that interests me. I don't really, I don't like repeating myself or repeating other people, and that's kind of the only thing I'm looking for.
Okay, let's take some more questions. Let's do some towards, let's do the man in the shirt. I know it's a big Cronenberg fan. He's got a white shirt and he's in the middle, yeah.
Excuse me, could you turn that light out, please? It's really bright, seriously. You, thank you. There's a light on your camera that's just too bright, thank you.
David, I've grown up with your films since I was a kid, watching them on VHS video, and feel vindicated when someone like yourself ends up at Cannes, when myself and people of my age were kind of laughed at for watching your movies. And I just wonder how you feel now when you look back.
It nicely.
In terms of the genre, perhaps, and I just wonder how you feel now looking back at those early films, because to me they still stand the test of time and they're still as powerful as they were when I first saw them. And would you ever return back to that genre, especially when horror and fantasy films now are pretty awful, most of them?
I thank you for the kind words, and it's really good to have a long career if you can. It's good to live long enough that you have a span of work, because I actually know a lot of people that I started out with, and they only managed to make 1 or 2 movies and they disappeared for various reasons. And it's too bad, because you never know what the potential could have been in their filmmaking. So it's true that I think with any artist that the later work kind of illuminates the earlier work and gives a different perspective to it and on it. And it's nice to have those works kind of revisited, which they have been by critics, by serious critics and so on, ones who also would have laughed at you for watching those movies, and now they're writing books about them. So on the other hand, I don't turn my back on the genre. It's just, the problem is that a lot of the scripts that I get offered that are horror films are obviously rip-offs of my early films. So, they say they're influenced, but actually they sometimes feel like remakes, And I have had serious suggestions from people who own the rights and so on to remake almost all of my early films. I mean, the 5 or 6 that I've heard about are going to be remade, It's sort of, if it's going to be something that I've already done, I won't be interested, because it's boring, basically. However, if there was some horror concept that came to me, either from myself or some other place, and it was wonderful, and it was, as Rob says, fresh and new and exciting, I wouldn't be turned off by the fact that it was the genre, that I had started at all. And when you think of it, History of Violence and Eastern Promises, they are genre pictures. They're gangster pictures, sort of, but it's still genre. So it's really a question of how good is this stuff? How interesting is it? How new is it? More than what genre is it?
I'm afraid David and Robert do have another appointment. We've had them longer than we should have had them. I feel terrible. They're being told they have to go. We'll do one more very quick question, and I'm going to go to the man in the black shirt, because he's got a black shirt. No other reason.
I knew it would pay off. Guys, thank you very much for being here tonight and talking to us. Congratulations on the film. Rob, I'd especially like to congratulate you on a very brave performance. We mentioned earlier on the extended prostate exam. The film has quite a few challenging scenes. I'm just wondering if there are any particularly awkward moments on set, and how you as a performer deal with those kind of situations, being naked in front of your fellow actors and, of course, your lovely parents this night.
So my parents were they giving speeches or something?
An hour's speech. Show some photos of you as babies.
What are the awkward scenes? I don't think I've been more afraid in my whole career, sitting in the limo the first time for the camera test. It wasn't even a scene. I felt like I was going to throw up. I mean, I was literally had so many ideas of how to play it that I completely overwhelmed myself. And literally up until the time I said the first line, I was, after that point it was fine. But so I couldn't have started at a lower point. But I don't know. There's certain bits. The prostate scene, I was kind of. Because we were intending to do it like kind of completely naked at the beginning, and I remember going to David's show and going, I don't know, like, I haven't worked out enough.
It's hard to find the right angle.
And then I was sitting there and I was all paranoid about it, and I didn't care about the actual prostate scene at all, because then I could sit up and I could like suck my gut in. But like the thing sitting on the couch, I was worried about. And then Emily Hampshire was saying like, "Oh, sweet, it looks like you haven't got a belly button." That's not helpful at all. But I liked your comeback to her office, and when she was nervous about her one take, she does that whole monologue and it was one take, and she was terrified about it. And David told her that he was going to replace her head anyway, just cast her body, which she totally believed for the rest of the time. But I don't know, the awkward stuff is literally like, it's just, none of it's awkward if you feel like it's going to be good afterwards. And once you get to a certain point, you just, I don't know, I think it's going to be good. So, you kind of, you just trust, and then it's not awkward. I've done way more awkward stuff in my real life.
Don't forget your parents here. We are going to have to conclude. Cosmopolis opens on June 15th. We have to say thank you to Entertainment One Films for this preview. A huge thank you to David Cronenberg and Robert Pattinson.